Hey everyone, welcome to my Large Building Code 2012 tutorial. In this video, you will find a few questions, maybe 10 questions, that will help you to identify the logics and even grab a few tips and tricks when you are writing the exam itself. Now, please note, these are real examination questions. And when I wrote the Large Building Code 2012 exam, a few of these questions did came throughout the exam. So let's look at the first question. But before we even jump in there, I just want to give you one big heads up. So for this video, I will be using the online OBC. And in order for you to see that, please look at my previous video. In your exam, you'll be using the hard copy. That's number one. Number two, when you're reading the questions, please look for keywords. In order for you to understand where to go find the answer for these questions, you have to identify keywords and must know a little bit of the part 3, or at least know about it, where to go and find these things. You cannot have basic knowledge and thinking that you will get it there. But we're gonna work along, and by the end of this tutorial, you will be able to grab all of these information. So let's read question 7.3. Consider a 30-meter long firewall. Keyword is firewall. Dividing a sprinkler hockey arena. Second word is sprinklered. Now select the largest aggregated opening permitted in the firewall. So in the Ontario Building Code, if you want, you can look at the content, see where it's firewall, and then you will go into that section and look for the answer. The answer for that question is in 3.1.8.6. Now in sentence 2, it says the size of an opening of an interior firewall shall be no more than 22 meters square. So the length or the height shall be no more than 22 meters square, with no dimension more than 6 meters. And the firewall must be sprinklered. If you were thinking why I didn't choose sentence 1, is because this is non-sprinklered. So if the question has asked for a non-sprinklered firewall, well, then we will look at this section. But it's saying that the hockey arena fire separation wall is sprinklered. So back to our question. Remember, no length shall be more than 6 meters. So B is out. D, Let's look at A and C, one out of the two. Now, let's decide to times these two numbers. So 6.0 times by 3.6 is 21.6. 21.6 is closer to 22. So 21.6 meters square is the answer, which the answer would be A. Now, second question is, in a rapid transit station, a 50-meter square kiosk used only to collect fare must be A, sprinkler, B, non-combustible construction, C and D. Let's move to the answer. So in the Ontario Building 3.13.3.2, booths and kiosks. Remember, it's 15 meters square, so it's kiosks, a booth or kiosk are no more than 20 meters square. So definitely it's in 1. If we jump to number 2, just read this, are more than 20 meters square. So if it was 21 to like whatever size, 30, 50, whatever it is, then we will look at part 2, the sentence 2. But since it's less, we're going to stick to sentence 1. I'm not going to read everything else, but it must be non-combustible construction and are not required to be fire separated from the remainder of the floor by fire separation. So the main point is that it should just be non-combustible construction. No sprinkler, no nothing. It just needs to be non-combustible construction. So the answer to the question is B. Now let's move to 75. Rapid transit stations are required to have an ancillary located at the entrance of the rapid transit station, and the rest goes on. Now let's go get that answer. If you look in 3.13.5.3, an ancillary shall be installed where? In a location that is readily accessible to firefighter entering the building. B, rapid transit stations. And it says if it's in a rapid transit station, it is a design collector boot or within the view distance of the designed collector boot. So the answer to that question is that rapid transit station are required within the view distance of the design collector boot. So the answer to that question is B. Designer has determined that the tent will be have an occupancy load of 250 persons, sorry. I don't know why I can't read tonight. Determine the number of water closets that will be required to serve the tents. Where do we get the answer from? Keywords in this is tents. Now the second thing is total occupancy load per person. And lastly, they're asking for water closets. So where do we get that answer from? Let's jump into this section here. So it's saying that 3.14.1.8 sanitary facility, and this is for tents. So 3.14 deals with tent. Now it's saying that the minimum number of water closets for all tents shall be determined by 3.7.4.3e. Hey, you know what? Let's just go find that section. So 3.7.4.3e. Let's see if that's what we were looking at. I think that was it. Yes, it is here. So table number 5, well, deals with E. Now, this is the trickiness of the question. Remember, it's 250 persons. So how does water closet occupancy load works is that it already gives you an amount of occupancy. So listen, in order for us to calculate this is we need to divide the occupancy between male and female. So 250 divided by 2. So we have 125 male, 125 female. That's how it is being calculated. Now, let's jump back into this and look for the occupancy in table E to be anywhere between must have 125. So this is 111 to 140. So it's 125 is between that. So we're looking at 6. Let's see if that's the answer. So 6 per 6. So the answer to this question is that you must have 6 water closet for male, 6 water closet for female. Now, question 77. Horizontal roof beam used to support a rooftop sign shall be? The answer to this question is, if we jump into roof here, we're going to look at 3.2.5.3. Straight down to number 2, sentence 2, A, article A. A passage not less than 9 meter wide by 18 meter height, clear for unobstruction except for necessary horizontal supports not more than 600 millimeter above the roof surface. Basically, a sign must not be no more than 600 millimeter above the roof surface. It's just so that firefighter can have access to that roof in case of a fire. So back to the question, is that not exceed more than 600 millimeter above roof surface. Answer could be A, but listen to this one. B, not exceed the 600 meter above the roof surface if located in required firefighter passage. Remember, in your sentence here, it's telling you that it should be no more than this size for passage. And again, is roof access in case of a fire? So the answer to that question is B. 78. Determine the maximum allowable height of a shelf and rack storage system used as storage class I, 2I, 3I, and 4. Commodities. You can read through the whole question. The answer for this question is 6. Level 6. 6 levels, sorry. Now let's move on to 79 and we will stop the video from here. If 55% of a building perimeter is located within 50 meter of a 8 meter wide municipality rule, the building is considered to be faced by 1 street, 2 street, 3 street, or no street. Alright, for us to get an answer, let's just jump back here. We're going to go to streets in the Ontario Building Code. So it's about 3 point, I think it should be 1 point something. Fire damper. Yes, the 3.2.2.10. It says number one, it's 55 meter, 55% of the building perimeter, and it's located 50 meter to 8 meter. Here's a catch for this. What is the minimum width of a firefighting access route? It's 9 meter wide. So basically, it's not facing any street. So the answer is D, no street. I'm sorry, I just went look for that. So these are the tricks in the questions. This can waste your time, and then you can go putting like 2 streets or 3 streets because in that article that I just found could provide you with a street. But just remember, an access route shall be no less than 9 meter wide. Access route can be considered as a street, but it must be 9 meter wide. If any street is less than 9 meter, it's not considered a street. Okay, so the answer again is D. In our next video, we will continue our topic. Thank you for watching.